All right, everybody. Good evening. And respect of everyone's time, we're going to get started. We may have some people filtering in and out. Just so you know, this is being recorded, and there should be, if you see on the bottom, there is closed captioning as well. So whenever this is recorded back, people that need it is able to see it. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ryan Hartman. I'm the Region 5 trustee. Joining me tonight is Lillian Matea. You're Region 2 or 1?
7.
7. There you go. I forget all the region numbers. And Governor-elect Mike Coolbaugh we're your leadership team tonight to bore you here for the next 6 to 7 hours. So, yeah, 6 to 7 hours we'll be here. So don't let it get you. So some housekeeping notes before we get started. If you would in the chat, introduce yourself by entering your name and the club in the chat box. Please ensure that you stay muted unless you are speaking. It'll help to keep the noise down for everybody. Please utilize the raise hand feature to ask a question. This will be as interactive as possible, so please put your questions in the chat or raise your hand. We will be monitoring the chat and we'll ask questions. And we'll answer questions as they come. And you can utilize the save chat feature to save all links in the chat that we provide. There's going to be a bunch of links coming out. Good evening. Welcome. We're glad you are here. So our agenda tonight's pretty simple. We're going to talk about your role as a leader. We're going to talk about membership and the 2 for 2 membership initiative. We're going to talk about the Pennsylvania district, and you're lucky tonight that our governor-elect is one of your leaders tonight. So he's going to be able to talk about his goals and his vision for the next year. And we're going to talk about important club information. So my expectation for today is that you will leave this training with a strong foundational understanding of what your roles and responsibilities as a club president, and you will feel like you have the tools to be successful. We'll be covering all those topics I talked about. And again, if you have questions, put them in the chat and raise your hand. We'll get to you. But to really understand your roles and responsibilities first, you need to have a better understanding of the organization itself. So what are our goals and what are our expectations for the training? Let's take a couple of minutes to share in the chat or raise your hand and we can talk if you would like to unmute and share. But what are your expectations for tonight's training? Like I said, put it in the chat or raise your hand. Or just unmute yourself. We are a smaller group. Anybody?
James Owen, Easton, PA, President-elect. I think my expectations tonight are just have a little bit better idea of the expectations of a Kiwanis Club president and how I might be able to better fulfill that role.
Awesome. Thanks, James. Thanks for being here. Anybody else? Okay. So we'll move on a little bit here. So what you're taking tonight is the Pennsylvania district training, but there is also Kiwanis International trainings. The information for these trainings will be sent by Kiwanis International in the very near future. You can register at, Mike will put it in the chat. The difference between this training and KI training is that we are focused on the Pennsylvania district, and you can ask questions of your local leaders. So you can see on the screen there when the president, secretary, treasurer, and membership are next week. So we encourage you to get on those if possible. They will also be online at some point that you'll be able to go back and watch them if you do miss them, if you can't be there. So there is a leadership guide. Your club will send an email back in March or April asking if you want to have a physical copy of the leadership guide. The CLE guide can be found on the website under the 22-23 Ed Hub or on the Kiwanis International website. Please note that the cover is the same as last year's CLE guide, but you can verify the version on the last page where it should have a 2022 date on it. If you do not have a physical copy of the leadership guide, you can access one online. Again, you can download it, do whatever you need to it, or if you call the district office, they can get you a copy of the guide itself. Excuse me, if you're going to Erie next week or 2 weeks, Kevin can most likely bring some with you whenever he comes. So if you need one, there you go, or ask Kevin and he can make sure he gets some to you. If you did ask for paper guides through the district office, they've already been sent to you. But if not, like I said, check with Kevin and he'll be able to get them to you. So before we dig a little bit too deep, we have a video here from our international president-elect, Bert West. Just give me a second here, as I need to do something.
All right. Oops. Too far. All right.
Thank you for being a Kiwanis leader in the 2022 administrative year. When I was elected to become Kiwanis International President, I made a promise that I would act in the best interest of individual clubs and members, the heart of our organization. Now, I encourage you in your new position to find your own leadership style, one that is comfortable to you. Kiwanis International is constantly updating tools and materials to support you, so you can build your skills and gain confidence as you take on new responsibilities. Become familiar with all the programs that Kiwanis offers, from K-Kids, a focus for next year, all the way to Kiwanis Amplified, which received tremendous reviews in its second year. Please set up your club for success by using the 2-for-2 tool and planning a special club meeting in September to engage your entire membership with the workbook. I also encourage you to reach out to other Kiwanis leaders and coaches, past and present, to learn what approaches work for them. Their experience is a valuable resource and can help strengthen your club and its positive force in your community. While you participate in our club leadership education, I want you to remember this. Don't forget the SALT. That means details matter. As you study our materials, put together plans, and turn them into action, each detail is there for a reason. They all add up to successful outcomes. I wish you the best in your new role. Have fun with it, and thank you for your commitment to kids and Kiwanis. Thank you for being a
So we're going to have a good year with Bert. Bert's a really good guy. I've known him for the last couple of years, and what you see there is what you get. He's a very genuine, down-to-earth person, very authentic person. I've had some great conversations with him, and I'm looking forward to his leadership for our organization. So some parameters for success. My expectation for today is that you will leave this training with a strong foundational understanding of what your roles and responsibilities as a club president are, and you feel like you can be successful. We have 4 measurable parameters to determine your success. 1 is to improve the club experience as measured by member satisfaction surveys, stabilize or increase membership in your club, increase club participation at Kiwanis International and district events, and sponsor and support a service leadership program or other branded programs. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to Governor-elect Mike Coolbaugh, who is going to be talking a little bit about your leadership role.
Hello, everyone. Next slide, Ryan. Once again, hello, guys. I'm sure everybody knows me. I don't have to introduce myself. What we're looking at here is the structure of the board. Per the standard form of club bylaws and policies, your club board is made up of officers and directors. Officers include the president, president-elect, immediate past president, vice president, if any, treasurer, secretary, and directors are non-officer members. President's role. Another aspect of your role as a club president is to act as a chair of your club's board. You preside over board meetings, set the agenda, call special meetings of the board, consult with the board to establish goals that align with the club's strategic plan, and serve as ex officio member of all standing and special committees. Your board of directors. You can find information for your board of directors on the Club Leadership Education Guide, page 23. Facilitate, let's see, approve. The purpose of your club's board is to ensure smooth club operation, to lead club initiatives, and to create and upload the club's vision. Most of the board's tasks are related to administration decisions, making a strategic plan. A lot of the clubs hold their board meetings right after a regular meeting. You have to have one board meeting a month. So that would be however you want to set it up, just to make sure you have a board meeting. What do you do as a club president? The simplest way to look at the role of a club president is by breaking down all of the responsibilities into 5 primary categories. Your first goal, you will help your board, committee, and club members set goals for the year. It will be up to you to make sure those goals are SMART, otherwise specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. To hold yourself and your club members accountable for achieving those goals and to regularly access your progress is reaching goals you set. Club organization and delegation of responsibilities. It takes a lot of effort to make a Kiwanis Club run effectively and efficiently, and you don't have to do it alone. It is up to you to stay organized, make sure all tasks and roles are initially delegated, and make sure everyone stays on track. I know sometimes that's difficult to do because if somebody's not doing their job, the president always wants to jump in and do it, but it's best to get other people in your club involved so that they're not bored and leave the club. So your meetings are a big part of any membership-based organization. Or the meetings in Kiwanis is no different. Whether your club meets weekly, monthly, or anything in between, it will be up to you to ensure that meetings are engaging and an experience that members want to participate. Both club meetings and board meetings should be fun, serve a purpose, and run on time. You have the opportunity to determine how you want to accomplish this task. Recognition, all members do outstanding work. It's important to make sure that each club member feels valued. We want them to know that their time, treasure, talent, and service that they share with us is appreciated. You will want to be sure that the appropriate recognitions are made to your members. And number 5 is lead. You are the person that most members will come to with questions. You are the person that the public will approach and when they want something from your club. You are the connection between your Kiwanis Club, your division, district, and the overall organization. You do not need to have all of the answers, but you should know where you can get those answers from. Okay, we'll review some of the strategic plan here. Goals. Before you bring your board of directors together to start the goal setting process for the year, review your club strategic plan. This is a 5 or even 10-year plan that sets the long-term benchmarks to help the club strengthen, grow, and succeed. If your club doesn't currently have a strategic plan, this would be a great place to start. I encourage you to review the Kiwanis International Strategic Plan so that you can be sure that your club's goals align with those of the greater organization. The Kiwanis International Strategic Plan can be found on the website address listed on the screen. And once you have reviewed the strategic plan, it is time to set goals for the year that can help you get closer to reaching those long-term benchmarks. Also, the Pennsylvania District has a strategic plan that you can go to our website and take a look at our strategic plan. Go ahead, Ryan. Can't get my notes to advance. Okay. Club President's Planning Conference. I know about 4 or 5 years ago when I first gave one of these sessions, I said, what the heck is a planning conference? I never knew what it was. Pretty much it's just a meeting before your year starts with your board. In order to set these goals, it is recommended that you take time to meet with your fellow club leaders to strategize prior to October 1st. This helps ensure that an efficient and effective year for your club. You may choose to host planning conferences in person, virtually, or in a hybrid format. What is your planning conference? It's an opportunity to plan and develop goals with your leadership team before taking office. The purpose is to review the responsibilities of each elected and appointed club leader This also gives you the chance to review and finalize your goals, actions, and timelines for overall club improvement. Each committee has a special appointment. Before you host your conferences, reflect on these two questions. How can you leave your club and Kiwanis in a better place than it is currently when your term is over? And who do you need on your team to help you accomplish this? And I'd like it if you would take the time now to add it into the chat, what type of goals you'd like to achieve during your administrative year. Anybody? Okay, moving right along. Delegation. As I stated before, you do not need to do everything for the club yourself. There are a lot of things listed under duties and responsibilities in a leadership guide. Pace yourself, consider your strengths and the strengths of your fellow officers and members and delegates intentionally. The key to leading successfully is this area is followed up with those who have been assigned various tasks, encouraging them and holding them accountable. Ensure that you have as president, make it clear roles for all chairs and officers what the expectation is, so no one person feels they have to do everything, which only leads to burnout and negative member experience. Don't dump too much on one person just because they're the doer in your club. Meetings. It doesn't matter when you're meeting, morning, noon, or evening, how often you're meeting, weekly, twice a month, or monthly, or how you're meeting in person, online, or hybrid. It is up to you to ensure that the meeting is engaging, purposeful, and efficient. Utilize member satisfaction surveys, data. Again, a template can be found at the ACE tools to help you determine how your meeting might be improved. Work with your board and club members to make appropriate shifts to allow those improvements to happen. There's a lot of work to accomplish with the Kiwanis Club, but don't forget to have a little fun built in. Next slide, man. Some additional things that you will want to take into consideration regarding your club meetings include what type of first impression are you making? If a potential new member attends your club meeting for the first time, will they feel included? Will they understand your traditions that are happening around them? Are we making sure that they feel a part of the action, or will they feel like an outsider? Don't tie yourself to tradition. Often we confuse tradition with requirements. There is next to nothing that Kiwanis International requires our clubs to do at their meetings. So when it comes to your traditions, ask yourself 3 questions. What value is that practice adding to our meeting experience? Is this practice inclusive of all of our members? And how is this practice helping us achieve our goals? If you can answer these questions easily and positively, then the tradition is likely serving your club well. If you can't answer one or more of these questions, it is likely that the tradition may be more hindrance to your club than helpful. You should invite speakers and guests to your club. Be creative. Think about who's in your community. Think about new initiatives that are taking place and people who can explain them. Think about the youth that you serve and opportunities for them to share their success. What is something unique that your club does at your club meetings? Share with us in the chat box, please. We'll give you a few minutes for that. Anyone?
We have a couple answers.
I see that. Go ahead, Lil.
So I'm going to start with Emily. She puts in talks. James, Owen, they sing. Jody, Kiwanis Trivia. Oh, I'm sorry, Emily's Sad Dollars, Happy Sad Dollars. Conrad Schlesinger, where they recognize members' birthdays, anniversaries, and such. And they also sing to them. I see YouTube coming to Kiwanis soon, so bring those on. Brian, they do Happy Dollars. But when they reach $100, they do a draw to pick a charity. Good for you.
Okay,
all-
we'll
Yeah,
get moving right along. There's that beautiful gavel. Most of our members of Kiwanis experience centers around a club meeting, which is why every time we meet, we have to think about how our agendas can keep members connected and committed. And if there's one thing we've all learned over the past 2 or 3 years, it's that we can be flexible with the way we meet. Maybe online meetings would work best for members, at least once a month. How about a hybrid meeting where some members are in the room and some are online? Or you can make this work. Online meeting platforms are free and easy to use. Some clubs do offer a virtual or a hybrid meeting option long before the pandemic. I still use it to check out, and you can check it out at this website. That I'm about to share as soon as I find the right button. Oh, I may have already shared it. Yes. Okay, moving right along.
Thank you, Michael. Lily is going to take the next set.
Yeah, you flipped this over somehow, buddy,
I did. I don't know how to read.
because they were not my slides. Sorry for the stumbling.
that's okay. I'm gonna do the same thing right now, and I appreciate everyone's understanding here. Recognition. Recognition finds a way to ensure all members feel valued. Recognizing members who go above and beyond. And in saying that, we all do something special. We all have service. We all have a certain way of doing things with working with the young and moving forward, and help them say what we really need to do here. And again, I'm stumbling, my apologies, is to say thank you for that little bit that they do, or the extreme that they go to. It's just that little thank you that will help enhance the member experience. Next slide, Ryan. Leadership. That's what you're here for. You're taking a leadership role in your club, in service, and in your community. You are the representative for your club to address as you are the spokesperson for that club. You are getting prepared to bring the club members out into the community for a service project. You are the cheerleader for that project. You are the project manager for that. You are moving forward with the club in service in your community. The best way to help with this is to use the ACE tool. The achievement goal is the best way to service your club leadership. Next goal, please. Next slide, please. So as president of your club, you also oversee several committees. Some of them are necessary. Some of them are set up to bring about new programs. You'll see your financial review is a necessary. JEDI, partnership, and fundraising are all something that we have just learned and partnership and Jedi are something that we just engaged in. Service and special events and fundraising is something we all do. Service leadership programs are something we all do. But you are the go-to person to help your committee chairs and your service leadership advisors. Your board meetings. You should prepare a format of what you want to discuss. If you have financials you want to go over or a specific project that you want to break down and plan, prepare an agenda. And these agendas can be found in your leadership guides. They're very easy to complete under these guides. They give you an excellent way to plan and to be efficient in watching everyone's time. Your installation of new officers should be done by your lieutenant governor, and or if you have a trustee that is local to you, they will 100% come out and induct your new members, as well as your new officers. It's something that they learned in their trainings. It's something they will move forward for you and your club, and they will make it an excellent experience for everyone. It's a tradition that all clubs have. They try and move forward. Again, I know some of the regions out there have a great deal of distance, but if you plan ahead, and like Mike said in his slides, we have learned over the last 3 years that if we want to do it, we can do it in person, virtually, and by hybrid. What tradition does your club have? What do you do to make them feel special? Ryan, do we have time to ask a quick question in the chat there for that?
Sure, I didn't see one. I don't see a question in the chat.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make. Remember, I didn't do these.
Oh, you mean the scenario?
Yeah, isn't that next?
Yeah, that's next. There it is.
Thank you. Each week, your meetings declined in attendance, and many members sometimes do not respond to communications sent out. How would you start to determine the issues and to motivate members to join these meetings? Okay, Ryan, do we have enough to go into breakouts, or should we just do this as a group?
We're just going to do it as a group. They can unmute and talk, and then we'll bring up the potential solution after.
So do I have a raised hand? I mean, how? Personal contact. Thank you, James. Yes, personal contact is an excellent tool. Contact them. Yeah, you want to make sure that you want to find out why. You got to find out the why and then how to fix it. Anybody else? Survey the club's members. Correct, Jason. That's a great way to do that. We've put the solution up here for you to review. Potential solution. First, discuss the issue with the board to get any feedback from them. It is recommended that you contact your lieutenant governor to administer a member satisfaction survey to determine if the meeting location, date, or time is the issue for most members. To motivate the membership, suggest a hands-on service project at the meeting to encourage attendance and allow members to bring family members such as making blessing bags or cards. Meetings with a purpose provide value for all members. Scenario 2, you receive an email from a new member that indicates that they are leaving the club. They state that a recent service project, the chair did not delegate and did not offer jobs to the new members. Then the new member felt they were just being bossed around and did not feel valued or welcome. This is not the first time this has happened. Their time is valuable, and do not feel Kiwanis is worth the aggravation. Ooh, okay. Any thoughts on how to solve or rectify this member survey? Obviously, to find out, the board and the president talk to the chair and ask where the breakdown was. Time to reassess how we are conducting activities. Potential solution to this. Respond promptly so that the member does not feel ignored, or that their feelings or they do not feel their feelings are not important. A request to discuss over the phone would be recommended, as an email can be misconstrued in sensitive matters. Find out the facts from the project chair and the new member who lodged the complaint. Work with the board to set up a clear communication and roles of responsibility for each project to ensure all volunteers can participate. Continue to follow up with new members if they choose to stay to see if things improve. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lillian. Appreciate that. So now we're going to talk a little bit about membership and to be active to grow your club. Our next topic is President, understand tools and resources available to your club to support your membership growth goals. You can find this on the Club Leadership Education Guide, page 27. So when it comes to membership in your club, you should actively promote membership growth and retain the members you have. Appoint a membership chair as soon as possible if you haven't already. Familiarize yourself with the membership committee section of Leadership Guide and the training available. It's good stuff. Membership committee chairs and members are encouraged to attend annual club leadership education just like you are. If you missed it, check back on pakiwanis.org, as it will be recorded, and you can always go back and look at this later. Oops. Work closely with your membership chair on growth initiatives and establishing a membership goal. Invite guests to meetings and projects as presenters and prospective members. And lastly, host membership-specific events. Host them annually. Host them a couple times a year. Don't be afraid to put your club out there when recruiting new members. So let's talk about a little bit for the 2 for 2 program. And Mike just put the video about the 2 for 2 program in the chat. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Kiwanis has a new way to recruit members. It's called 2 for 2. Basically, this approach calls for 2 members of your club to bring 2 members every month to meetings and possibly join your club. Use the roster analysis worksheet to look at potential members by their occupations. What could help your club? Who could help your club? An accountant, a banker, a teacher, someone in communications or IT. Someone in your club likely knows people who meet this criteria. Select your prospective prospects on the basis of what your club needs. More details will be presented on this at the Erie District Convention in 2 weeks. If you are going, make sure to check it out. So we're going to talk about the service leadership programs and the Kiwanis Children's Fund. So one of the things that we're trying to get away from in our district is talking about acronyms and little things. We always say SLPs. We want to say service leadership programs. There's a lot of people out there who do not understand what SLP means, or decon or icon or anything. So let's get in the habit of saying service leadership programs. And there are service leadership programs which your club can sponsor, and many clubs already do. K-Kids are students in grades 3 through 5. Builders Club, students in grades 6 through 8. Key Club is the high school, grades 9 through 12. Circle K are students attending a college or university. And Action Club are adults living with disabilities. Kiwanis support and sponsorship, financial support, a Kiwanis advisor to the club, partnership in projects, events, and meetings, communication and support. Often the alumni of these programs become Kiwanians, and we want to cultivate these relationships with our youth. So once they're done with our service leadership programs, they become Kiwanians. They are our future. I know that's cliche, but it's the truth. We also have branded programs that your club can institute. All the kits are available to be shipped to you from Kiwanis International, and Mike will put the link in the chat. Bringing Up Grades, or BUG, is a program designed to provide recognition to students who raise their grades into an acceptable range and maintain or continue to raise them from one grading period to the next. Recognition includes being placed on the school's BUG honor roll, a pizza, ice cream, or other food-themed party, and presentation of certificates and buttons. Terrific Kids is a student recognition program that promotes character development, self-esteem, and perseverance. Terrific is an acronym for thoughtful, enthusiastic, respectful, responsible, inclusive, friendly, inquisitive, and capable. There, I'm telling you not to use acronyms, and there's Terrific Kids, but if you want to get out all those words, go for it. And Key Leader is a program for emerging leaders. A Key Leader is a weekend-long event for teens ages 14 through 18 to learn about their community, build self-confidence, and set their own goals. The experience may change your life too if you'd like to volunteer for that. And adults are always welcome to serve as counselors. And Young Children Priority 1 is a program that addresses the needs of infants and children up to 5 years old. So learn why it's important and how you can show your support. Excuse me, our Young Children Priority 1 District Chair, Emily Reed, is actually on the call tonight. So Emily, thank you for all you do. It's also important to build relationships with our service leadership programs. If you sponsor a service leadership program, ensure that somebody from your club, a Kiwanis advisor, the secretary, anybody is attending their meetings, and make sure that that Kiwanis advisor is in the Kiwanis Connect portal. Ensure that the sponsoring Kiwanis Club is active and engaged with their youth, not just a name on paper. Sponsor those kids, work with those kids. Invite the youth to your meetings. Attend service projects, attend theirs, they attend yours. It's awesome for everybody. And many of our Kiwanians are former sponsored youth. Again, cultivate that relationship. The key is to make sure the youth knows what Kiwanis is and what we stand for. So here's some important things for our youth coming up. Sponsored leadership programs. The Action Club convention was held or will be held in August at the Laurel Lodge in Altoona. Key Leader for 2023 will be April 21st to the 23rd at Camp Conrad Weiser. The Key Club convention will be March 31st to April 1st at the Hershey Lodge. And Circle K Events Interpact is tentatively scheduled for November 11th through the 13th at Hidden Valley Scout Reservation. And district convention is to be determined to be held sometime in March of 2023. So if you sponsor these service leadership programs, make sure they get to these events because they are very, very worthwhile. So let's talk quickly about our Kiwanis Children's Fund. In 2021, we worked to clarify what our clubs do most and best. After communications with Kiwanis members and clubs around the world, we defined our three cause areas that Kiwanis needs to support. 1, health and nutrition. 2, education and literacy. And 3, youth leadership development. Together, these causes form a continuum of impact. The work we do in each cause provides a head start on success in the next. By supporting the shared Kiwanis causes, the Kiwanis Children's Fund helps clubs and members make a continuum on impact of children's lives. From prenatal into young adulthood, kids need Kiwanis. You hear that all the time. Through gifts to the Kiwanis Children's Fund, Our members and clubs are developing generations of leaders who are already ready to learn and lead. Powered by the Kiwanis Children's Fund and through the collective work of Kiwanis members around the globe, Kiwanis International has raised and leveraged $261 million for prenatal and childhood nutrition. Beginning with our efforts to address iodine deficiency disorders and continuing with eliminating maternal and neonatal tetanus, Kiwanis has increased cognitive development among children and literally saved the lives of mothers and children. We pledge to continue sustainability efforts in the area of optimal iodine nutrition and will continue the work to eliminate maternal and neonatal tetanus until the mortality rate reaches 0. Excuse me. The Kiwanis family makes an impact right from the start. Brain development is 90% complete by age 5, and together, health and nutrition are a key factor in this development and an essential Kiwanis cause. As cognitive development takes place, children become ready to learn. A healthy child is a child who is ready to learn. Educated, literate children are more likely to fulfill their potential and become leaders later in life. Nearly 2,000 Kiwanis clubs report projects supporting education and literacy. From time-honored Kiwanis initiatives such as book drives and supply giveaways to tutoring services and more, members around the world help carry on the organization's tradition of support of education and literacy. Leaders are readers. Emily Reed loves to hear that. Leaders are readers. That's one reason education and literacy are so important to Kiwanis. They provide the skills young people need to become leaders in life. Leadership skills must be developed, and that's why leadership development is one of the Kiwanis causes. The Kiwanis Children's Fund provides support for our service leadership programs, which offers opportunities to develop leadership skills that make them more likely to impact the lives of future generations of children. And you can learn more at the Kiwanis Children's Fund website, and Mike has already put that into the chat. And now I'm going to turn it over to the correct person, and that is Governor-elect Mike Coolbaugh.
Thank you much, Ryan. Okay, we will now discuss the leaders, goals, and the initiatives from the Pennsylvania district. The faces of the district office are Executive Director Kevin Thomas. He's also our Secretary Treasurer, and his administrative assistant, Michelle March. This will be our district officers starting October 1, 2022. Myself as governor from the Kiwanis Club of Wyoming area. The immediate past governor will be Sarah Zaletta, a life member of Kiwanis from the Kiwanis Club of Mainline in Bryn Mawr, and a member of the Kiwanis Club of University City in Philadelphia. The governor-elect's position is pending for 2022. District convention elections will be held in Erie, Pennsylvania, where we have one candidate currently. Conrad Schlesinger is the current Division 12 North and Division 14 Lieutenant Governor from the Kiwanis Club of Lock Haven. I want to point out a little trick that Sarah did, because we're always harassing her on how short she is. That picture on the screen is taller than mine. She did that on purpose. Okay, these will be your region trustees for 2022-23. Region 1 is Kathy Szymanski from the Kiwanis Club of Erie. Region 2, Sean Smith from the Kiwanis Club of Sheridan. Region 3, Miranda Burton from the Kiwanis Club of Phillipsburg. Region 4, Penny Myers from the Kiwanis Club of Bald Eagle and Nittany Valley. Region 5, yours truly, Ryan Hartman from the Kiwanis Club of Dillsburg and Kiwanis. And Region 6, Tiffany Clayle from the Club of Wyoming area. And Region 7 is Joe Wilson from the Kiwanis Club of Southampton. These will be your lieutenant governors for 2022-23. Note there are 6 vacancies that we are trying to fill. Anyone with an asterisk by their name requires board approval, as they did not have a divisional council meeting or have a quorum at their meetings. Some of those have been solved. Actually, I think all of them have been solved at our last meeting. If anyone is on the call that has served as at least one term of president, secretary, or treasurer, and would be interested in one of these vacancies, let your regional trustee or myself know so that we can reach out to these people. Now, if you do not know what a division or a region is, You can go to the website on this screen, which is ours, that I'll put on right now. There are some district leaders on tonight, so say hi in the chat if you are here. Sarah likes to change these every time, so she trips us up a little bit, you know. Note, there's an animation on this page. Click once where stated, so animation syncs up. You got that, Ryan? Now let's talk about where we fit into this big picture. Will this machine work if one component is weak? Much like a gear system, Kiwanis International consists of a network of strong pieces of members like you. Okay, Ryan, could you click so they move along?
They have moved along, Mr. Governor-elect.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that screen. Too many screens going on, I apologize. I was paying attention to my note screen. I could be in trouble if my screen doesn't want to change. Stand by. There we are. The task force developed 3 years ago a strategic plan to help drive the district's goals, funds, and initiatives to ensure our district is sustainable for the future. It covers the years 2021 through 2024. Each year, the board will reevaluate it. This year's strategic plan was approved by the district board on October 9th, 2021. The plan outlines key strategic priorities, being leadership, service leadership program relationship, improving member experience, and district operation. You will notice that our governor's priorities and goals in this current administrative year and for 22-23 that we will discuss shortly closely align with the district strategic plan. As a club officer, think about your goals and how they align to the overall district strategic plan. I believe I have one more note to post, so let me get it up there now for you. There's the link to the Pennsylvania strategic plan if you want to review it to create one for your club. Okay, 2022-2023 governor's priorities: to improve the member experience by increasing the value of Kiwanis membership that will retain and attract new members. Share Kiwanis in new communities through new club openings. Promote diversity, equity, and inclusion at all levels in Kiwanis that will cultivate new leaders and innovative initiatives to further our mission. Strengthen Kiwanis service leadership programs to cultivate tomorrow's leaders. Improve district operations by implementing best practices, technology solutions, clear strategic plan, and a balanced budget in all of our Kiwanis family programs, which will provide cost saving and allow the district to be effective. To be successful, the governor has listed goals in 5 areas of what we call the 5 pillars of success. Pillar number 1 is membership goals. Our goal for 2022-2023 is to open 7 new Kiwanis clubs. I didn't stutter, we're looking to do 7. This year we're working on 4. We hope to open 7 more clubs next year. To reduce the number of clubs under charter strength by 25%. Charter strength is a club that has 15 members or more in our district. Increase club membership by a net +2 in 25% of the clubs, and have a net gain in membership over the previous year as certified on October 10th, 2023. And now we have the pillars for service leadership programs. Our goal is to have 90% of the service leadership programs be active in their school and communities, have 100% of the service leadership programs be sponsored and have an engaged and active Kiwanis advisor, to open 2 new clubs in the Circle K and Key Club and Builders Club, and to open 5 new K-Kid clubs. The reason for the larger number of K-Kids clubs is because President Burt's program this year is that we have to open K-Kids clubs to be distinguished. And his theory, and he's probably right, If we get them in at that level and keep them in the family, they most likely will turn into Kiwanis. Pillar number 3, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, also known as JEDI initiative. The JEDI committee was formed and approved starting on October 30th of 2021. The goals for this pillar is to continue the justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion initiative throughout the district and to continue decon mid-year and quarterly JEDI awareness opportunities. For those of you going to convention, there will be a JEDI survey available there, and it would be greatly appreciated if you can pick it up and fill it out. Pillar 4 is leadership education. Leadership education is an important area to ensure we develop emerging leaders that will provide organizational stability for Kiwanis within new leaders, ideas, and energy. Goals to develop leaders have 20 members of the Pennsylvania clubs participate in Kiwanis Amplify Leadership Program and provide 50% funding for the attendees. Next year will actually be the 3rd year for the Amplify, so getting 20 might be a little tough for the size of our district because we've already had about 30 some people go through. Amplify is a program developed by Kiwanis International and led by the renowned experts in the industry from around the world. They deliver a virtual 8-week program that provides professional development opportunities in many leadership areas, including project management, effective leadership communication skills, and diversity, equity, and inclusion, and so much more. This program to date yielded 23 Pennsylvania Kiwanians graduates from that program, and the district supported them by providing each one with a $100 scholarship for completing the program as the district supports leadership advancement. The Amplify program will begin its 3rd year in March of 2023. We urge you all to consider signing up when registration opens. It is a very interesting program. It's nice to take. Have monthly virtual educational opportunities for members. This will be on a variety of topics. Schedule is being developed for next year. If there is a topic that you are interested in, please email our virtual content chair, Brittany Brown, at the link on the screen, or isn't it on the screen? It is not. It is Brittany L. McCartney at gmail.com. And we'll put that up in the chat. Can somebody put that up in the chat? Because I can't. 60% of club officers attend club leadership education is also a goal, and we're working on that by those of you that are actually here, and we thank you for attending. The last pillar is focused on ensuring district leadership and operations are effective, efficient, and plan for our future in a challenging time while providing valuable service and programs to our members. Part of this pillar includes the following goals: obtain new lieutenant governor leaders in 50% of the vacant divisions by January 1st of 2023. Review and update the district strategic plan by October 8th, 2022. Continue working on a district redivisioning plan and achieve a 90% compliance in mandatory background checks among all required leaders. Ryan, that one's on you and I.
Yep.
Yep. One of the focuses of the Pennsylvania district is early learning. We support initiatives that help children from ages 0 to 5 and kindergarten. We distribute early learning guides. There are currently 4 guides. Learning is everywhere, infants through kindergarten. Every day I learn through play for infants and toddlers. Kindergarten, Here I Come for children of preschool age. And kindergarten, Here I Am for children just entering kindergarten. This is the new one for as of 2020. We partner with Early Learning Investment Commission and support the pre-K for PA. If your club would like copies of these guides, they are free. Please complete the learning guide order form from the Pennsylvania Kiwanis website. The booklets are free. There is a charge for shipping if you have them shipped, but if you could arrange to pick them up, they're absolutely free. If you have any other questions pertaining to this, Emily Reed's email is up on the slide. Okay, Pennsylvania Kiwanis Foundation raises funds from the community Kiwanians and gives the monies back through community impact projects as listed. New club grants. Every new club gets a $250 grant to start their bank account with. K-Family grants provided to programs clubs apply for. Scholarships to key clubs, Circle K, Kiwanis dependent. Early learning guides and other projects. Service leadership, support of conventions, leadership training, and other programs as requested by these service leadership programs. Kiwanis clubs are encouraged to donate to the Pennsylvania Kiwanis Foundation yearly. Considering putting this in your club's budget, please. You can go to pfkonline.org for more details and to see the foundation's 5-year strategic plan. The district has a program called Dollars for Dues. It's a program to support existing members that have been impacted financially due to illness, loss of jobs for their self or partner. A member can apply for the PennsylvaniaKiwanis.org website under News Dollars for Dues. Someone in the club can also apply on their behalf. The committee that reveals the application is confidential, and all applicants' names are confidential. Checks are directly sent to the treasurers of the clubs. If you have a club member that is going to most likely drop on September 30th due to financial reasons, consider having them apply for Dollars for Dues. And I can tell you how confidential it was. There it is. I got the names of the committee last week, and I've been on the board for many years. So Sarah gave me the names of the committee the other day. The calendar. August 11th through the 14th is the Pennsylvania District Convention in Erie. If you're not registered and plan on going, please, before you get off your computer, register online for the foundation or for the convention. And there are some hotel rooms left in the Overflow Hotel. The Action Club convention in Altoona is August 20th. And October 2022 is the installation of officers. October 1st, 2022 is the Kiwanis New Year. October 10th is the all-important roster. It must be finalized by that date, or you will be billed for people that are on your roster on the 11th. February 2023 mid-year conference is yet to be determined if it's going to be virtual or in person. And June 21st to the 24th, 2023 is the Kiwanis International Conventions in Minneapolis. August 10th to the 13th is the Pennsylvania District Convention in Scranton. Excuse me. And September 30th is the end of the Kiwanis year. Geez, and I thought that was the end of my stuff. 2022-23 district board meetings, October 8th, January 21st, April 22nd, and July 22nd. In-person meetings are declared by the asterisk. So October and April, we will have in-person meetings in Mechanicsburg. Thanks to Mr. Hartman setting that up for us. And I believe I am finished for now.
Yes, you are.
Mhm.
So ring the bell. Coming soon, January 2023, Kiwanis Engage. Kiwanis Engage is the new customer relation management system that will replace Kiwanis Connect. Most of you on here, if you have not held a secretary or treasurer position, probably are new to this. This system has been upgraded. It has been streamlined. It will be a beautiful thing. Not that Kiwanis Connect was not, because you're going to be using it for the first 4 months. This is an online tool and available to the same users. Everybody will have the same access. Nothing will change there. The framework will be a tool of Salesforce. Salesforce is a platform used for several customer relationship tracking, information tracking. It's a well-used tool. It will benefit us. Training is expected to be provided by Kiwanis International in late October through December of 2022. There are several pieces that still have to be written up and made into a training format. Please, please, please be aware that this information is coming. Let your membership know, let your board members know, let your officers know to look out for emails from here. Kiwanis Online support, yes. Kiwanis Online reporting. What we knew as Kiwanis Connect is what we have here. You submit your information from your computer, you send it right, it sends everything directly to the leadership. You can add, view, edit, save any information easily. Even from a previous month's report, you can edit. So you can even go back, say we're in January 2023, you can go back to your first October report and make a correction if you feel necessary. Compile your monthly reports for the annual report. It will absolutely do all this for you so that you're not putting together 12 months of information. Communicate with Kiwanis International and the district offices in a variety of areas. Membership, dues, fundraising, service. View your club's leadership, service leadership programs. So you will all have access as the advisors to your service leadership programs, to their reports, to their membership, to their service projects. This will be a great tool to help us do Kiwanis family events, Builders Club and Key Club together with the Parenting Kiwanis Club. Next slide, please. I'm going to reiterate the dates information. The 10th of every month is when your reports are due. Please try and do them prior to the 10th. It's quick, it's efficient. It helps your trustees and your lieutenant governors keep track. October 1st is the Kiwanis New Year. Again, the 10th of October, Mike already discussed this. Your updated roster is due. Please try and do it by the 8th. This way you can make corrections on the 9th should it be necessary. And then the 10th, you're all set. October 31st is the deadline for any club to submit a proposed amendments and resolutions to Kiwanis International bylaws to be presented at the next Kiwanis International Convention. February 15th is the deadline for all clubs to submit their 990 tax form to the IRS. April 30th is the delegate certification form needed for Kiwanis International Convention. And June 1st is your annual report date. You're also due for elections. Work with your secretary. It's very important presidents and secretaries communicate for many reasons. The monthly reports, communicating the club's minutes and club information with the membership and your lieutenant governors to ensure new members are being added in a timely manner. This absolutely 100% is crucial, and I'll tell you why, because people are getting missed prior or added too late where your fees will change. So please, 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 please work with your secretary.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about our due structure and working with your treasurer and the 990 forms and the audit. So effective October 1st, these are the new member dues for all Kiwanis members. Kiwanis International dues are set by the House of Delegates, while the fees are established by the Kiwanis International Board based on the cost of the service provided. The fees can fluctuate slightly to reflect the change in cost. You do not have to charge the same amount to all of your members, as long as it is indicated in your club bylaws. Discounted club dues for senior memberships or for opting out of prepaid meals are popular options for many clubs. Effective October 1st, 2022, the risk management fee that the Kiwanis International Board approved is due to increase the cost of insurance. Please keep in mind that this has not been updated for several years. Currently, it is $17 for insurance, and that will be increased to $22. So all club presidents and secretaries were sent an email from Kiwanis International and also from our district last week with this new due structure. So right now, the breakdown is $52 for Kiwanis International dues, $22 for liability insurance, directors and officers insurance, $8 for the magazine publication, and $35 goes to the Pennsylvania district. So it comes out to $117. Your club could charge more than that. That is completely up to you how much you charge, but it is going up from $112 to $117. This is the prorated schedule that Kiwanis International has come out with. As you can see, what they basically did is prorated it by month. So starting out with $82, and then that's why you see cents and all that kind of stuff. And you can see, excuse me, I mean, you can read how it is there, the relationship and the percentages and everything about how they all work out over the 12-month period. So if you have a new member come in, say in March, you're only going to charge them $68.25 for, that's what you're going to send in to Kiwanis International. Out of that, the Pennsylvania district can get $20.42. Kiwanis International will keep $47.83. So, and then you add your club dues on top of that, depending on how you do it. But this is what you want to look at, and this is what will be in Kiwanis Connect and eventually Kiwanis Engage whenever that is up and running. So there are many things you need to keep your club organized with to maintain the books of your Kiwanis club. The president needs to ensure that the treasurer is also completing their tasks that will keep the clubs in good standing. If you do not have a good treasurer, it can make things go south very quickly. Report club financials promptly each month. Dues are paid to maintain that clubs are in good standing. Provide records for the annual audit, and all clubs should be retaining financial records for 7 years after they're done. Every club is required to have an audit annually, reviewed by either an independent auditor or an internal committee. This is so important that it is actually the only required club committee in the standard form for club bylaws. Unless the club chooses to have an external audit, then it is not required. Excuse me. Making the annual audit a standard practice ensures that club finances are being handled properly and reinforces the confidence that the club has placed in the treasurer. Again, a good treasurer will keep you out of a lot of trouble. Should the club choose to have the annual audit performed by an internal committee, the treasurer can be a resource to the committee, but should not serve on the committee. This would be a conflict of interest and would infringe on the independent nature of the audit. Incorporation. Each club is required to incorporate. So confirm your club has its original paperwork. Kiwanis International and your state or local government needs a copy. Incorporation must be renewed annually. If you have any questions on that, reach out to your trustee or your lieutenant governor, or actually better yet, reach out to Kevin Thomas because he'll be able to provide a lot more information on that than probably any of us can. As Lillian just talked about, Form 990, excuse me, and Mike will put the link in the chat. The IRS requires all US-based Kiwanis clubs to submit a 990 form annually. Failure to file in a timely manner may put your club's incorporation status at risk. And for more information, you can visit kiwanis.org/form 990. And again, Mike will put that in the chat for everybody to see. Mike's not putting it in the chat? Okay.
I don't have that link, sorry.
Okay, I apologize.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Lillian will do it. We'll just stay on the slide, excuse me, for a second until Lillian's able to do that. So again, make sure your club is submitting the Form 990. I know there are clubs out there that do not. You're putting yourself in for word of hurt if you don't. All right, we're almost done, I promise you. So to take us home, I turn it back over to our Kiwanis governor-elect, the Honorable Mike Coolbaugh.
This is not on the next slide, but an important thing. We see it happen every year. If you have members on your roster that you know are not going to be on your roster or have told you they don't want to be involved, it's better off to cut them during the year than wait to the last day, because honestly, we watch these numbers like mad as we're looking for new members because we're trying to maintain a certain membership base, and we won't know what's going on if we drop them all at the end of September. So with that said, we've dumped a lot of information on you, and most importantly, your role as president is important. We provide your aspects of secretary and treasurer roles so you understand the high level of what their roles are and how you should work with each other. To set yourself up for success, here are a few things that you can get started on now. Review the Leadership Development Guide. The links have been sent to you and they're available on the website. Set up a transition meeting with your current and incoming officers, also known as the President's Planning Session, to ensure there is a smooth transition. If you are staying on, as many clubs do have their presidents serve a couple of years because of difficulty or because they feel it's better to have more than 1 year, you should review what you've done this year and seek ways to improve and update your goals. Set your goals for the next administrative year and ensure to communicate that to your board and members so they can support you. If you set goals and don't tell people, nothing's gonna work out. And remember, you're not alone. If you have questions, reach out to your lieutenant governor, your trustee, governor-elect, governor, past governor. We're all here to help. We want everybody to have an enjoyable year as officers and members. So we have thrown many links at you tonight. To save those links in the chat box, click on the 3 dots displayed on the right and click Save Chat. This will save a text file on your computer. Once saved, you will be asked if you want to go to that folder. Click on that. We recommend that you perform this save chat feature at the end of our session so you can capture everyone who is here, ideas that were shared, and more importantly, the links that the presenters shared for easy access that you can use after this session. This is a very good slide because I never knew that you can save the chat until tonight, so we're good. I'm a little technology challenged, as I'll admit at times. Thank you for attending. You can go to other sessions. You don't only have to do the president one. You can go to the pakiwanis.org and attend your other officers if you'd like. To continue our goal to provide quality education and educate team, please provide feedback to help us improve our program. And you can click on this link. Somebody put that in the chat, please. Or the QR code so that you can do a survey. And that's all we got. Closing notes and questions. Any questions? If you have any questions that you want to contact anybody later, you can contact Sarah, the governor, or myself, or Sarah will tell you that on September 30th, she has a new hashtag already for hashtag call Mike Coolbaugh. So she brought that out at Lieutenant Governor trustee training. She was trying to push it then. I told her she had to wait till the end of the year. So. All right, you can all unmute yourself if you want to say anything.
It was a great session, guys, and Lillian. It was very informative. Thank you.
There's a lot of very good information in these. It's nuts.
Yeah, right.
Anyone else? Ryan, Lillian, anything?
No, we're all good.
Ask
Thank you.
questions.
I
If you guys
think
have questions, ask.
Yeah, that's all. And if you don't ask it tonight and you see it come up, feel free to reach out to me anytime you want. If I can't get you, if I don't have the answer, I'll get it for you someplace. Okay. My main thing for this year, and you'll hear it at the convention, I want service and I want to have fun. Don't stress over stuff. Okay. Let's just have some fun. And remember, it's not about me and it's not about you. It's about the children that we serve. So that's why we're here and that's why we all do what we're doing. I'm done. Good night, all, unless you have any more comments you want to make, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.